Everyone, Pastor Eric here. Thanks for stopping in as we journey to Christmas through the Advent calendar. If you haven't watched the previous, make sure you do. Let's zero in today real quickly. It's December 8th, and our scripture today comes out of the second chapter of Luke, picking up at verse 4. So Joseph went up to the town of Nazareth, to Galilee, to Judea, to Bethlehem, to the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. So if you read that in context, just the way that Luke records, Mary is being registered with Joseph, and they're yet to be married, and she's expecting a child. Could you imagine? Even in our day and age, there's a part of us that when we hear that someone's, having a child, if you've had those views or if you were raised that way and they're not married, there's a part of us that just goes, wait a second, well, who's your spouse? Or are you married? That's maybe even a natural question. Can you imagine the weight that Mary and Joseph, especially here in this part of the Bible, in this part of history, where that would have been, well, frankly, so out of order. Could you imagine that, like, stigmata, that burden that she had to carry, that Joseph was thinking, this is my wife, and honestly, it's God's son. I just trust me on this one. I had nothing to do with it. An angel showed up. Even the story is hard to believe at, face value, especially for Joseph saying what he had to say. And this kind of encourages me, because there are things in my life that I need to carry the weight for because of the word that God has given me. There's a weight, there is a heaviness, there's a responsibility when you know that God has spoken or he's leading, that you're going to have to sometimes wade through a season of the hard stuff to get to the good stuff. So what does that look like in your life? Where are you journeying to that is the good things that God is going to do and he's doing, but you're in that season where there's a lot of questions and people have got their opinions? Are you going to journey through that? Or are you going to stop short? For me, one thing that's encouraging here is Mary and Joseph were together. I think that's why we need a community. That's why we need people around us to get through the hard things, to get to the good things that God has for us. We'll see you tomorrow as we get closer to Christmas.